With everything going on in the world, people need to be uplifted. They need something that promotes character, creativity, confidence, and joy. The GRN show is not just an average talk show. The topics are powerful and will make you think. Join me on this journey to be informed, to relate, to connect, and to evolve. Good evening. My name is Gatel Ruiz Nicholas, and I would like to welcome you to the GRN show. Now, when we talk about champions, they are described as winners, victors, title holders, and in some cases, supporters. In the Bible, Paul understood that overcoming in life required him to really press through the many challenges that he faced and prevail in life, and that he did. Today, we are going to discuss the making of a champion. We have with us the City of North Lauderdale Vice Mayor Samson Borgelin, and he overcame unsurmountable challenges to get to where he is. Also with us, we have his son, Schnayder, an Inter-Miami 2 soccer champion. So tonight, we're going to discuss the making of a champion. Good evening, gentlemen, and welcome.
Good evening, and thank you for having us.
Wonderful. And I like the team, father and son, as we are discussing this very important subject, which is the making of a champion. So I'm going to start with you, Vice Mayor.
Yes.
As I noted before, you had to overcome many challenges from the time you were a child. And look where you are right now. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for this opportunity you give me. The only thing I can say about myself, as I mentioned to one of my resident questioning me today, is it's not about me really. It's about what God has done in my life. I'm seeing myself now. I'm starting to see myself as a Moses. Me shortly being the only survivor of my family. I'm the last one, but the least one also. Then the only survivor, mom died, sister died, dad died, and I'm the only one left. So I grew up in an orphanage, 12 years old, shut down on me. By the grace of God, I finished my school. I never knew when it was going to happen, but it did happen. Came to the United States as an immigrant with 1 month left on my visa. I didn't even go for the visa myself, but briefly, 3 people went there. They got rejected, and then on my way out, interviewed the consul, and then asked him what people need to do. Guess what? God had me got a visa for 3 months. I came here, United States, there on my way back, and guess what? I didn't go back to Haiti. Overstayed. And then I faced a big challenge because I faced deportation there, because, my visa, I overstayed it. It became undocumented at that point. So here I am, to the place where I was born, there's no electricity to this day, and way up in the mountains. So I have no business being here as a commissioner, vice mayor, running for mayor in a country like that. And I went through a lot, but by the grace of God, we make it. So we're glad that God is choosing us for his service. And all my life is serving people, being a public service. That's what I enjoy. And thank God. So it's not about me. It's about what God has done for me. He has a purpose for me. Thank you very much for asking that question.
And it really shows that in life, sometimes we don't know what our purpose is, but obviously with the challenges you've had to overcome. So I congratulate you on that. So Schnayder, obviously you are familiar with your dad's story, and I'm sure your story is a little different. But what I'd like to ask you is, what aspect of your training really help you to become the champion that you are today? So tell us a little bit about your background as an athlete, as well as what are the things you had to do and overcome to become a champion.
So first, thank you for this opportunity that you've given me and my father to be with you today. Starting from the beginning, I'm obviously my dad's son, but growing up and being in my mom's womb, I had a I had a tough start. I wasn't supposed to be here, and by the grace of God, I am. But when I was in my mom's womb, I wasn't. I was told that I was supposed to get aborted because I had a lot of complications in the womb. But my dad had his faith in God, and like I said, by the grace of God, I came out a normal kid. And growing up, my dad always put an emphasis on making a name for himself in the future in America, especially. So me and my two brothers, we were all involved in sports, and my dad was our first coach, and I picked up soccer. So one thing that I've always learned in soccer from my dad was to never settle and always work on your craft, no matter what that is in school, music, and sports, and just in life in general. And I was always having a soccer ball at my feet, and I was always working, playing in the house. I used to get screamed at for playing in the house, but my dad said, "You know what? Just let him play." And I just took it and ran with it growing up. So I'll say the main thing that my dad always taught me is just never be complacent and always strive to be the best version of yourself possible.
So I'm going to do a follow-up question. What are some of the things you had to do? You know, a lot of athletes, some of them, they have a very rigid routine. So tell us a little bit about some of the things. Obviously, you have a wonderful dad who was able to coach you. You reached a point in your life where you really had to say, I got to do this. I want to be a champion. I got to do this. Share with us, what are some of the things or steps, should I say, that you've taken to be where you are?
So my growing up, my dad gave me the basics of just the fundamentals of soccer. And at some point it was up to me to take that and just continue to work on it and be better than my peers. And especially my dreams, I had to take that into my own hands. So when I got to a certain age, when I felt like I was better than, I wouldn't say better than everybody, but I believed in myself and I had opportunities. I had opportunity to go to Europe, and it was to a point where if I wanted to go pro, I had to leave my house. And I had a conversation with my parents and said, hey, mom and dad, I have an opportunity to go pro in Philadelphia. And if I'm in Florida, I won't be able to accomplish that dream. So it was a tough conversation to have, but they believed in me, and I appreciated their support, and they allowed me to move. And I went to a professional academy in Philadelphia called Philadelphia Union. And from then on, they honed into my skills. They taught me everything that I needed to learn on and off the field. And that just allowed me to be blessed with the opportunity to be a professional soccer player. So I do give thanks to my dad, thanks to God, and thanks to my first team, Philadelphia Union.
That is great. So would you say your day starts around 5 o'clock, around 6 o'clock? How many hours of sleep? Do you eat everything you want? So tell me, what are the sacrifices, the hard part you had to overcome as well?
There's a lot of sacrifices that you have to make, especially in my field. One of the sacrifices is I don't live the life that a regular 21-year-old would live. I have a career, so my day starts at 7:45 in the morning, depending on the day. I train around 10 o'clock, and then we train maybe for 2-3 hours, and then I'm basically free the rest of the day. But I'm also enrolled in school, so right
Oh,
after
wow.
training, yeah. So I do college online as well. But
Oh,
after
wow.
training, I'll probably take a nap, eat, I'll chill for a little bit, and then I'll do some schoolwork. And if I have free time at night, then I'll take that time to hang with my friends. Or if I'm really tired, or if I have something important the next day, then I'll just go to sleep, and then I kind of start that all over again.
Oh my God, I really admire the fact you're able to do too. So Dad, when he said, I have to go out of the country, what did you think?
Well, first reaction, that was not stunned, but I'm glad that because I knew he was around 7, 8 years old when we took him to a game, Haiti versus Spain. And right then after that, he reminds me that's when he made decision that he wants to be a pro. But we had that conversation around 13 years old and 15 years old. That's 15. That's when he left home. Then when he said this or that, I personally, I said, well, I want you to really think about that and give me one reason why you think you're gonna make it. He said, look, Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, and other people have to leave. He did his research as 15. He was 11. Then he said, Dad, I know what I want, what I can do. Say at that point, I felt, hey, I'm just one parent, but I'm thinking mom will be aboard. But guess what? I was proud of him making that decision because at this point, we knew that he knew what he wanted to do, and we raised him to be independent. And that's going to be a tough sport, tough decision to be away. But he convinced us that he said, Dad, what can you do to make it? Pagay no cafe. There's nothing you can do to us. So I have to leave. And then it was the first time he had to leave at 13 years old, going to Europe. First time, take 2 airplanes. Went to Miami. We felt that, is he strong enough to go by himself, not to miss the second plane? We felt bad, but as soon as he got there, we felt he went to England. That was it. He was on his own. So I was proud of him to make the decision there.
So I hope some of the parents listening understand that, when your child has a dream, you got to support them following that dream, because I can tell you that I know people in my family who wanted to be professional dancers, who wanted to be professional musicians. So they were detoured to the typical traditional career. So it's very refreshing to hear that. Kudos to you, Schnayder, for having the confidence and lobbying for yourself, and to the parents, you guys, that's wonderful. We're going to take a short commercial break and we will be right back.
Good afternoon, guys. This is Naomi Esther Blamire, your candidate for Florida Commissioner of Agriculture and Consumer Services. Listen, guys, this race is extremely important. A woman's right to choose is on the ballot. Our ability to live our authentic lives is also on the ballot. Our desire to live in an affordable state is on the ballot. The future of your children and your grandchildren is also on the ballot. What do I need from you? I need you to go to NaomiBlamire.com and donate today. Whether $3 or the maximum of $3,000, it will fuel our campaign and help us to win come November 8th. I thank you in advance for your support.
There are plenty of job openings these days, but there are very few callings. Your community's youngest children need you. Apply for a career in childcare today.
Log on to childcarecareers.org to learn more.
Great. We are back. We have with us Vice Mayor Samson Borgelin from the city of North Lauderdale and his son, Schnayder Borgelin. And our topic tonight is the making of the champions. We actually have 2 champions with us. So we're kind of following the parallel path, or the different path that they both have to choose. So Vice Mayor, your role as a coach, I am sure, helps you to really pursue a career in public service. Tell us a little bit about how maybe perhaps that has prepared you, or maybe that was the foundation for you doing what you're doing.
Great question. Thanks very much. And first, let me give credit where credit is due. God first, because that's his plan for me. But secondly, through my wife, she is, as I was coaching, I coached for 13 years. And then through all my sons, because I said that's the best way I can parent my children, be part of their life, and then get them involved into sports. And that's the one way I could serve the community, because we have, throughout my 13 years, I can't even count how many young people, young women and men that I coach, and from different nationalities, with the purpose of raising them there bringing the community together and also have an influence as a counselor on them. I'm a pastor also, so that was the best thing for me to be in my life, in the life of my boys, because I didn't grow up with my father. So being a coach, my wife, it was the first one to say in 2007, 10 years before it happened, 9 years before it happened, she said, Shay, I want you to run for commissioner. I didn't know what a commission means as a coach, but I said, if there's something like that, I want to be commissioner of sports. That's all it is in the city. So, but actually, because I said, this is what I would like to make an influence and difference in our community for the children. And then, so when I had the opportunity in 2016 to become the first Haitian, first Black commissioner in Mars City, basically at that point, elected official, let me put it that way, elected. And then I just noticed that, wow, I've been doing it all along, coaching, working with the families, with the parents to better the community, give them a better opportunity to improve their lives. And I said, it's just 1, 2, 3. And it's a great thing for me to service, but to be in a youth life, to invest in their life, to do something, make a difference. Because way back, and as I'm coaching, I was telling that, guys, I'm glad if you know how to spell jail or prison, but I want to stay away from that. You got to work together, have a plan, look at the future. Yeah, so all this opportunity I have in the field to exert that opportunity came true, and that really helped me with my plan in the city and that's exactly what's happening there. So
wonderful, wonderful. So Schnayder, let's say you have a 9-year-old. Maybe one of the kids in your community say, yeah, you made it, you are a role model. I want to be just like you. What are some of the valuable lessons learned about discipline as well as becoming a champion? What are some of the good, the bad, and the ugly you would share with that 9-year-old?
I would say first and foremost, listen to your parents. Growing up, my parents, I wouldn't say they were strict, but they were very strict on what we can and couldn't do. And it wasn't because, they just wanted to control us or anything. It was because they knew that if we followed the right path, then we would be fine growing up, and we would carry those disciplines on to our families in the future or even in our environments. So I would definitely say listen to your parents. And my dad has been one to always teach us lessons growing up. Obviously, when you're little, you make some mistakes, and even till now, sometimes we'll make mistakes because we're young. But my dad always took those mistakes, and he didn't punish us, but he turned them into learning experiences for us, and that allowed us to become the men we are today.
So listen to parents is one thing. Anything else?
Anything else? I would say just hard work.
Hard work.
If you have a dream, just work towards it, and hard work will always get you there, no matter how long it takes, no matter what you have to do to make that an achievement. Just hard work and dedication to anything that you do.
And once you have that dream, you got to be relentless in following that dream, because that's what I've heard from both you and your dad at 11 years old. He knew that's what you wanted to do. You knew that's but you never gave up. It was always a possibility, and you made it happen. So I think that's a great story. Vice Mayor, you've just mentioned that you were elected to the city of North Lauderdale as a commissioner in 2016. So, Vice Mayor, what are some of the things you wish to accomplish as the mayor for the families and youth when you are elected mayor?
Very good questions, and I welcome that. It's my passion. Both as a pastor and a commissioner, vice mayor, and now as mayor, that I'm going to have this opportunity to really pursue what I've always wanted. My burning is for the youth. I always want to have a community youth center which I already had one that called an organization I made that was Community Youth Booster. But I want to do a counseling for the youth center, and I want to say do some program that's going to elevate, give them a better future, teach them skills. Even some of them, I have the opportunity right now. Some of them I used to coach, but also the different generation there now.
Yes.
Got to make sure they succeed. They have all the tools they have. Because some people forget. I mean, I hear a lot of elected officials. They talk about youth, but you got to be a youth. You got to be with them, understand what they're going through, and especially now, I'm a mental health in a school guidance counselor. I want to be able to make sure they have everything they need to succeed in life, to pursue a career, to go be above and beyond what they can, because the future belongs to them, and not even the future right now. If we don't make them, give them this opportunity that they have, they may make wrong decisions, but we have to understand that we got to be right there to support them, get them involved in things that matter for them, support them. So those are the things I want the community to always be behind, and make sure they're part of the budget project that we have, the budget that we have for the city. If we do not, it's just talk about. We got to give them the best, I would say, platform they can to succeed. Involve them in school, let them pursue the school, the education there, and then and hold them hand by hand, hand in hand, so they can succeed.
I really love something that you've said, and I don't hear that from cities. Obviously, social services, they handle a lot of the counseling for youth, but I don't know if you recall a couple of weeks ago, this youngster who was being bullied at school ended up committing suicide, and there's a very high rate of suicide amongst youth. So I think you have the schools providing the support. You may have some of the professional mental health counselors, but when they have it in their own city, I think it makes a world of difference. So I commend you for that idea, and I hope you become mayor so that can really be accomplished. And Schnayder, tell us a little bit about where you are as an athlete in your career right now, and what do you see for yourself in the future? As I mentioned, not everybody understands the world of soccer, but you are a champion currently competing. So tell us where exactly you are and, where you see yourself.
So this is my second professional team that I've been on, Inter Miami CF2. And since my season's over, we're thinking about maybe extending our contract or maybe looking into other ventures. So my future is not really set right now, but my future, I would hope to just be the best player that I possibly can be, try to stay in the profession for as long as I can. And off the field, I would definitely love to open up a soccer team or soccer academy.
Oh, wow.
Especially in the community, because I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to make it this far. And a lot of the kids in my area and, neighboring cities around me, a lot of those kids never had the opportunity that I had. So to be able to give back and share my knowledge and everything that I've learned, all my experiences and everything that my dad's taught me, and feed back into the community and help those kids get to where they want to be and aspire to be, that's something I would definitely love to do. So that's my future for on the field and off the field.
That is awesome. Well, I think you're going to be the next Pele. I was watching some of the clips on YouTube, and obviously the passion is there. So I wish you the very best, and I have no qualm. You are going to succeed in your quest as a professional soccer player. And Vice Mayor, one last question to you. Being the mayor, obviously, and thank God it's not a strong mayor city, you have a city manager, and you've been there for 6 years. How would you want your constituents to measure your success as the mayor? What are the legacies? You've mentioned a community center. If someone were to say, I'm going to give him an A in terms of a grade, where would you see that grade be? How do you want them to measure your success?
Beautiful questions. And I'm going to add when I mentioned community center is something I always want to do. But let me go with what I've done and what I'm continuing to do. And I have this opportunity right now. First time, because I used to coach, I coach and I see the need, a void for those young men and women there. First time we having finally, it took the city, the commission to agree to have our first artificial turf in the city where Schnayder and hundreds more have practiced for years. We're going to have, we started to have it's in progress right now. By next week or two, we're going to have the first turf where he's going to keep those children here in our community. Don't have to go to neighboring cities as far as Parkland, Weston, this and that. Stay right here. And already we have a great feedback that even my own older sons, I'd say, if we had this opportunity dead, we would have been far, far, far. So we're having it's the talk of the town right now, and he's going to have the full field next year. And then I would like to see those spaces created, open for those youth and families to come together, for older men to play, older women leagues to have those things there. Different things we have for the families. We want to have public engagement. We got all those things there. So I want to let my record there speak for itself, because it's all about giving better services to the resident and make sure you have great representation for their taxation there, because this is a lack of that. We have a lot of potential. So that's what I call myself. I'm the man with a plan. And the show is not enough for me to even tell you everything I have, but thank you for this exposure, and people will see my passion there, what the plan I've provided to the city to develop for. We're going to have a great city, provided God give us a life. And then, like I said, working with the seniors also, making sure they're being recognized in the city. People have a sense of belonging, and they can be proud of the city they're there. And we have a lot of culture, a lot of celebration we need to do compared to other cities. It brings North Florida alive. So thank you for this opportunity to give me.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I certainly hope next time I address you, next time I see you, you will have the title. I'll be calling you Mayor Borgelin. And Schnayder, when you have your next big game, don't forget little people like myself. I would love to see you play, and you are both an inspiration. Thank you so much.
If I may ask you, it might fit something that I want to share, that he made me proud. He made us proud. As big, the number one player in the whole world right now is Messi, right? A few weeks ago, Messi had was here with the Argentinian team, select all team, for practice with them. He had a picture with him, something we could even never imagine.
Wow!
As big, as tall Messi is in terms of a stature, in terms of a soccer player, this kid is 6'5", and then makes Messi look shorter than me as my dad. I'm just letting you know that we could never understand, even think about something. And to see it is so humble. Both of them are humble. So I thank God for that, for this opportunity. Okay. But thank you for giving us that time to be exposed. Thank you.
Great. Thank you again for joining us, and continued success to both of you. And to my viewers, we're going to take a short break.
If you're ready for meaningful transformational work, the children in your community are ready for you too. Apply for a career in childcare today.
Log on to childcarecareers.org to learn more.
Haïtien qui a vivre dans Oakland Park. Le arrivé pour nous gagner Haïtien comme city commissionnaire. Mardi qui a 8 novembre 2022. Nous allons voter Dr. Schnayder Maxime. Il a plus de 40 ans depuis la vivre dans Oakland Park. Il a besoin de nous douleurs nous. Gâteau à séparer nous pas connaît. Nous pas de représentants. Problème caille dans nous. Si nous pas capable de joindre aide pour aller dans le collège. Gen nous qui gen maman nous papa nous qui fin grand monde. Nous pas capable de joindre aide pour yo. Agenda Dr. Schnayder Maxime non, c'est taper dans sauce. Votez Dr. Schnayder Maxime pour nous capable de joindre nous changement. Nous payer taxes même à tout le monde. Yo humilié nous en bas coup de zago cheval dans canal de l'eau manan. Tout le monde de l'eau dans les yeux. Yo pas capable de tirer fierté 1804 noirs. Depuis nous voter bonheur, nous pral faire toute carte de vote tourner zago cheval pour nous piler autour. Mardi qui a 8 novembre 2022, nous pral voter Dr. Schnayder Maxime. Pour information, appelez au 954 397 40 40.
Political advertising paid and approved by Dr. Schnayder Maxime.
I saw a sign recently that says, "Call me crazy, but I like to see other people happy and succeeding," because it is a journey. Life is a journey, not a competition. And I have to tell you, it truly resonated with me. You know, it's all about helping others be the best they can. And when they are succeeding, you're very happy for them. So sometimes the lessons learned are more valuable than winning. So I want to thank you, all of you, for being with us this evening and sharing the lessons that Vice Mayor Borgelin and his son Schnayder basically shared with us in their quest of becoming champions. So again, thank you for joining us. But don't forget, check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, as well as on the YouTube channel under the GRN Show. So with that, I'd like to say good evening and enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Good night.
If you're ready for meaningful transformational work, the children in your community are ready for you too. Apply for a career in childcare today.
Log on to childcarecareers.org to learn more.